Hello everyone, and today I will be teaching you the four elements of design. So first you have to understand the first four elements of design, which are CRAP. So the C is for contrast. This can be easily broken down into multiple different sections, such as a bigger shape, a smaller shape, different fonts around your design, or possibly different colors that are different from each other. This will highlight certain areas in your design that you would like to emphasize or appeal to. The R is for repetition. This can be a repetition of font, such as what I am using right now. Since I'm using all the same font, it would be called repetition since I'm using that the same. This could also do the same thing with shapes, as in using a bunch of squares in your design. That would be called repetition since you're using multiple of one thing. We also have alignment. This can also be broken down basically by alignment of where your text is. It can be all aligned down the middle of it, or certain information can be on the left side of your design, while others can be on the right side. This alignment will help the viewer better understand where to start your design and where to read certain aspects of your design, and also to better align your work. And the P stands for proximity. Proximity is a hard one to understand. An easy way to think about it is these type of designs. Proximity is more of a proximity of your design, such as this one, which is a proximity of a bunch of squares, but as you can see, the squares start to get smaller and smaller. This can be either a really big proximity from, such as this one, triangles and circles, or it can be as small as this one where it's all circles but they change in size. Proximity can be used in many different ways, such as patterns or different types of structured areas in your design. Now I'll show you how to use each and every one of these so that you can better understand your design. So let's first start with contrast. Contrast can be easily a black box like this, and then also a white box just like this. This is contrast between colors. You can also do contrast between shapes, such as a square or a rectangle and a circle. It is contrast between shapes. You can also do this with text, such as using two different texts. So if I use this one, and say I would want to use a different font for a different part of my area in my design, then I can use this one. This is also contrast. Okay, now on to repetition. So repetition can be easily understood as squares, such as these. This is repetition since I'm using the same square over and over and over again. Or it can be understood as text, such as using the same text font everywhere in your design. This will better appeal to more designs that are more infographic heavy, such as history or telling a story, or even posters that you would create for a client or yourself or for a company. If they want to have a certain text that will be followed, then you can use the same text font that they want all over the design. While if they add two different fonts and tell you that they want the header to be in this type of font while the information is in a different font, that would be more of contrast. Okay, now on to alignment. Alignment is also a very easy one. It can be easily understood as shapes in the middle of an area. I can align all of these to the middle, which now they're all aligned. This can also be used for text. So if I want to have, and if I want a text on the left side, I would simply say, let's just say like this. Bring that above. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. And now what I can do is align this to the left. Now on to proximity. Proximity is definitely a hard one to understand, but in simple terms, it's a proximity of different shapes, different colors, and their size. So if I have a big circle right there, and I make a somewhat smaller one around this one, such as something like that, and I start to play around with shapes a little bit more and more, put them around this one, you can see the proximity of the big circle compared to these smaller ones. This can also be with fonts and the size of your text layers. You can have a really big header, such as this one. Right? And then all the information below it can be really small. So you can make a header to an infographic or anything a part of your design. Let's say the header of this one would be called infographic. Scale it a little bit down so you guys can see. And then the subhead can actually be something like by your name. This will help your audience and other people that you've made designs for better understand what's more important and the smaller details. Now, a way to have all of these, how to apply all these 4 elements in a very simple way is just by starting to design. So first, let's start off with contrast. Really simple way to do contrast. A little bit of white and black. So my fill, black, and already we have contrast. Now, what we can also do is align this one to the left. Align this one to the left. And now it's alignment down the middle. Since now we have alignment between both of these since they're the same size. Now we can also add repetition, such as adding mini white cubes in here. No stroke. And now we can make something like this. A very simple but easy to do design. And now you can see that this is also contrast. And as I keep on going, I can make more and more and more of these to better show the contrast between these two. You can also do this with letters. So if I really wanted to, I could put a really big, let's make this white real quick so you guys can actually see this. I can put a K up in here. Size it up, and now we have a K right there. And then now we can do proximity. We can do proximity such as having these squares bigger than the other side squares. So we can have smaller squares. We can also have rectangles in this one. So if we do rectangles over here, fill it in with black. Now we can make something like this. And now we can select all of these, and we say align to the middle. And now all of them are aligned to the middle. We can also do this. Select this real quick. Select all of them again. And now we can do equal gaps. So now all of them have equal gaps. We can also use proximity in a different way, such as getting a letter and putting a very small letter down here. Let's size it down. And already you can see that we used all of the elements of design in this. Now you can use this in any type of design that you would like to explore with or anything like that. And even using one of these elements of designs can better make a design for you. And even when you don't know that you're using the elements of design, they will eventually show up in your design, such as contrast between colors, such as repetition of a certain font, alignment of certain aspects of your design that need to be aligned to a certain area, and then proximity of certain objects in your scene or design. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this, and hopefully it was very helpful for you guys to understand the 4 elements of design. I learned all of this while I was in high school, and it was really helpful for the design process for me since I was just going into digital design, and it helped me through a bunch of my classes with design. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching.